is Freedom Global News.
President Muhammadu Buhari to sign Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Senate to vote on 1999 Constitution Report Review Committee next week. Kano State Government to fund media houses for smooth operations. And on the foreign scene, United hits Moscow with sanctions over Russia-Ukraine crisis. Coronavirus is real and deadly. Do not be confused. Get vaccinated against the virus immediately at the nearest vaccination center. This message is brought to you by the United Nations Children Educational Fund, UNICEF. Good evening. You're listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Zara Zanna. Today is the 22nd of February, 2022. And now the news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to sign the reworked Electoral Act Amendment Bill, hours after the special advisor to the President of Media and Publicity told Channels Television that President Muhammadu Buhari will sign the Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law soon. Sources in the presidency have put the likely time as tomorrow. The source is that President Buhari will likely sign the reworked Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law on Wednesday, February 23rd. Femi Adesina stated earlier that it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be any time, but within the 30 days. President Muhammadu Buhari today also met with governors of the All Progressive Congress at the Council Chamber in Abuja. The meeting is expected to critically address unfolding issues bedeviling the ruling party. In attendance were 18 governors, including that of Ekiti, Ebonyi, Jigawa, Kaduna, Lagos, Borno, Gombe, Osun, Kebbi, Kwara, Yobe, Imo, Ogun, Plateau, Kogi, Kano, Nasarawa, and Cross River. The meeting comes a day after the APC postponed its national convention to March 26th, which was earlier billed for February 26th. It wasn't the first time the convention had been postponed, as the party continues to deal with internal wranglings and factional crisis in several states. Speaking after the meeting held in Abuja, chairman of the APC Governors Forum, Atiku Bagudu, said the governors will only comment after their meeting with President Buhari today. The Senate will on Tuesday, March 1st, vote on the report of the Senate Committee on Review of 1999 Constitution. Chairman of the committee, Senator Ovi Omo Agege, gave the hint at plenary following an announcement made to invite members of the committee to a meeting scheduled to hold by 2 p.m. after plenary. Omo Agege, who presided over the session, disclosed that the report of the Constitution Review Committee will be led at plenary on Wednesday, February 23rd, and copies distributed to lawmakers. He therefore appealed to senators to study the report ahead of its consideration and ensure they were present during plenary on March 1st to avail themselves of the opportunity to vote on it. Meanwhile, the Senate has confirmed the nominations of 5 executive director nominees of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. The confirmation of the nominees followed the consideration of a report by the Committee on Downstream Petroleum Sector. Those confirmed include Francis Alabo Ogari, Executive Director, Hydrocarbon Processing Plants, Installations and Transportation Infrastructure, and Dr. Mustafa Lamorde, Executive Director, Health, Safety, Environment, and Community. The 5 executive director nominees were confirmed by the Senate after consideration of the report by the Committee on Petroleum Downstream Sector. The Sports Ministry and the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs have partnered for the launch of Conversations, a series seeking to combine sports and diplomacy to drive Nigeria's foreign policy agenda for Africa. Correspondent Muhammad Sani Oba has details of this and other sports updates.
In a statement, the ministry said the initiative was pioneered by the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dari, and Edosa Osage, Director General of the Nigeria Institute of International Affairs. report as a powerful tool for development. The series is expected to feature contributions from several experts, including the sports scholar and seasoned marketer who doubles as a diplomat, while Leicester City is ready to offer him fresh terms to secure his future. In another update, UEFA is almost certain to switch this season Champions League final away from St. Petersburg amid the Ukraine-Russia crisis. Russia has sent troops into two rebel-held regions of eastern Ukraine, and there are fears an invasion is planned. Several countries, including the United Kingdom, have introduced sanctions against Russia in response to the move. And on tennis, world number 3 Alexander Zverev defeated Jenson Brooksby in the 3-set at the Mexican Open in a first-round contest, which set a new record for the latest finish to a tennis match. Defending champion Zverev won 3-6, 7-6, 12-10, 6-2 with the match ending. Muhammad Sanuba, Freedom Radio.
The Global News is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com.
Musa, me kake nema a cikin kitchen?
Masoyiyata, ina son cokali in sha magani.
Masoyina, ka ɗauki comics kawai, ka yaga, sha ka samu sauki.
Haka ne fa, ku yi amfani da comics ma duk kai tare. Comics yana da dextromethorphan da guaifenesin. Kawai ku yaga ku sha, ku samu sauki yana kulele in ka sha. Aha, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son comics. Comics, kamfani Orange Drugs Limited da ke yin kasuwanci da dilancinta. Maganin zai iya saka kasala. In alamar tarin bata tsaya ba bayan kwana 3, ka ga likitanka. Comics yana kulele.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News in 99.5 FM. The Kano State government said it will assist in funding media stations in the state in order to carry out their activities smoothly. The state governor, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, stated this at the 7th annual general meeting of the Northern Broadcast Media's Owners Association, NBMOA, with the theme, A Drug-Free North, the Role of the Media in Preventing the Menace. Ganduje said his government is committed to the development of the media and their way forward. That's why Kano State government is ready to fund media due to their importance in the society. In his speech, the acting chairman of Northern Broadcast Media Owners Association, Alhaji Abdullahi Yalwa, said the association is a forum for broadcasters to discuss challenges facing media stations within the 19 northern states in the country. Correspondent Aisha Muhammad Al-Lehman reports that the association awarded Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje as the most media-friendly of the year, where the managing director of Freedom Radio Group and Akan Kanu Alhaji Abbas Dalhatu was among the dignitaries. The House of Representatives has urged the federal government to honor its agreement with the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to end the union's ongoing 1-month warning strike. The legislators made the call in a resolution that followed the adoption of a motion by Rep. Dozie Nwanko on the floor of the House today in Abuja. The House urged the Ministry of Labor and Employment, as well as ASU, to adhere to the clauses and provisions of their previous Memorandum of Understanding and the Memorandum of Action. According to the lawmakers, it's in the interest of Nigerian students and the education sector for the warning strike to end. The House also mandated its committees on labor, employment, and productivity, as well as tertiary education and services, to interface with the ministries of labor and employment on the matter. It also included the Ministry of Education, civil society organizations, Nigeria Interreligious Council, and ASU in those to address the outstanding issues that precipitated the current warning strike by the union. The lawmakers also mandated its Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance. And in business, Anas Muhammad Mande has updates.
The Kano State Governor Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje said the state government has spent 2.5 billion naira on the Ala Drive Fort so it can commence operations in good time. Ganduje stated this yesterday in Abuja during a visit to the Minister of Transportation, Mr. Rotimi Amechi. He said the Dala Drive Fort, when commenced operation, will unlock the economic potential of Kano, neighboring states, and even neighboring countries like Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, which will be a transit area for commodities. Meanwhile, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC, has introduced a 500,000 naira ship-to-ship coordination charge for each transshipment operation for petrol involving the NNPC Marine Logistics. Reports said that the charge on any transshipment operation was part of moves by the NNPC to fully recover its operational costs since the recently passed Petroleum Industry Act. The NNPC cost recovery drive through new transshipment charge made depot owners to raise the ex-depot price of petroleum above the approved cost of 142 to 145 naira per litre. Anas Mohammed Mande, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, the United Kingdom has slapped sanctions on a number of Russian banks and high net worth individuals as Kyiv's Western allies punish Moscow for recognizing two breakaway regions in eastern Ukraine as independent. The move came after Germany announced it was taking steps to halt the process of certifying the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline earlier today, a day after Russian President Vladimir Putin announced he would deploy troops to the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic, DPR, and Luhansk People's Republic, LPR, as part of Moscow's significant shift in policy. The United States and the European Union are also expected to respond in the coming hours with measures of their own. Moscow has brushed aside the threats of retaliation, with Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov saying Russia was accustomed to sanctions. We've come to the end of today's global news, but before we leave, recap of our headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari to sign Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Senate to vote on 1999 Constitution Report Review Committee next week. Kano State Government to fund media houses for smooth operations. And on the foreign scene, United Kingdom hits Moscow with sanctions over Russia-Ukraine crisis. On behalf of the entire production team and I, Zara Zanna, thank you for listening.
Stay tuned to 99.5 FM. It's the voice of the voiceless. Station for the nation. You can count on us for information, entertainment. It's Freedom Radio.
Masu sauraro Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu, barkanmu da wannan lokaci, sannan mu da haduwa a cikin wani sabon shiri na lafiya uwar jiki. Shiri ne da sashen Hausa na muryar Amurka yake daukan nauyin kawo mai sauraro daga na gidan rediyon Freedom muryar jama'a. Ni dai sunana Adam Suleiman Muhammad, sai a gyara
Jama'a masu sauraron mu barkanku da warhaka. Barkanku da sake kasancewa tare da mu a cikin wani sabon shirin lafiya uwar jiki tare da ni Hauwa Umar. Shirin lafiya uwar jiki na wannan mako zai yi magana ne akan tarin fuka wato tuberculosis a turanci. Tare da ni a cikin shirin akwai ƙwararren jami'in lafiya Dr. Abubakar Sa'id Kanya. Likita barka da wannan lokaci.
To masu sauraro, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh.
To likita masu sauraron mu za su so su ji ƙarin bayani game da tarin fuka.
Tarin fuka tari ne da yake kama bil'adama kuma yawanci farkon kamawan huhu yake tabawa. In ya taba huhu sai ka ba da mutum ya ka tari da kuma fita din wato lumfashi mai wahala. Kuma wata kwayar cuta nau'in bacteria da ake cewa Mycobacterium tuberculosis ita take kawo wannan tarin wanda farko yake kama huhu amma ba zai iya harbar sauran gurare a cikin ɗan adam. In ba a ɗauki mataki ba ko ba a sha magani ba zai iya harbar wasu sassa na jikin ɗan adam, zai iya taɓa ciki abin da ake cewa abdominal tuberculosis, yana taɓa gurare da yawa. Akwai ma abin da ake cewa miliary tuberculosis, zai tattaɓa duka organs na mutum kai har ƙashi. Inda karfin kashi na jikin bil'adama to tari zai iya harbuwa daga nan ya fita daga pulmonary tuberculosis ya zama disseminated tuberculosis wanda ya harbu ya tattaba gurare da dama. Shi kanshi wajen ba da magani akwai abin da ake cewa multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. In aka yi sakaki ko aka fara shan maganin aka daina ko kuma aka samu tarin ya karfi ma shi kanshi in an sha wasu magungunan na farko da ake fara bayarwa sai a kasa samun galabar cimma shi wannan ciwo sai an harhaɗa wasu magunguna saboda wannan abin da ake cewa multi-drug resistant an harhaɗa magunguna amma kuma ba su yi tasiri ba.
Shin me ke kawo cutar tarin fuka?
To abin da yake kawo shi ciwon tarin fuka idan mutum ya harbi da ita wannan kwayar cuta ta Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacteria ce saboda misali ko wani shi ma mai laruran sun haɗu an cakudu ko a wuri mai cunkoso inda ba iska ta hanyar limfashi ko tari ko ya yi kaki ya tofar din nan ba a binne ba ya bushe ya shiga iska ta hanyar iska ake ɗauka so sa iya kamuwa da wannan larura. Kuma daɗin daɗawa musamman in ba tsafta a gurare gurin cunkoso jama'a ta yi yawa ana tare kamar misali gurin irin da ake cewa gurin gyaran hali jama'a da yawa ko haka duk wani taro nau'i na taro da za a taru da yawa jama'a limfashi yana haɗuwa kuma da mai larura ko ya yi kakin kamar yadda na faɗa ko tarin haka baya rufe bakinsa ko hancinsa ko ya atishawa duka za a iya kamuwa da wannan larura ta tuberculosis tarin fuka da.
To likita menene alamomin tarin fuka?
Alamomin tarin fuka suna da yawa. Na farko akwai shi tari din da limfashi haka da wahala ko ciwon kirji ko kuma ɗan zazzabi haka ba mai zafi da yawa ba ko kuma da daddare mutum ya rinka guni bayan sa ya jike ko mutum ya jin kasala ko ya jima kwata-kwata baya marmarin abinci. Wannan alamomi ne na tarin fuka. Kuma tarin yawanci daga abin da ya ba kowane tarsi wanda kamar ya wuce sati biyu daga sati biyu abin da ya sama mutum zai rika kakar da majina. Kuma daga cikin alamomi na tarin fuka shi ma mutum zai rika rama za a ga yana ramewa.
To likita suwa suka fi cin karo da cutar tarin fuka?
To tarin fuka zai iya kama kowa, zai iya kama babba, zai iya kama yaro, wanda misali da yake masu kamar ciwo na larura ne karya garkuwan jiki suna da su ma kamar risk na kamuwa da wannan ciwo musamman saboda dama ana ci kamar su ciwon dan jumai da dan juma ne da dan jummai.
Shin mai fama da tarin fuka zai iya yada ta ga jama'a?
Kwarai ko wanda ya kama da ciwon tarin fuka zai yada shi ga al'umma. Ai na yi bayani sosai ana yada shi contagious kuma airborne ne da ake yada shi ta hanyar iska ko limfashi.
To likita yaya